Komets Corner is presented by Lee's Famous Recipe.
Hey, thank you very much for joining us for this new edition of Komets Corner, brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe. This week, we're talking a little behind the scenes with Josh Testin, the VP of Sales and Marketing for the Komets, and we got some goodies here that we want to talk about. But I want to talk about your background first, because you're kind of the guy that's in charge of everything we see almost in terms of the Komets when it comes to sales, marketing, all that good stuff. You've been with the Komets for 21 years.
22.
22
years.
You're a Leo High School grad, an IU grad. So tell me about growing up here in this area. Was that something that you always aspired to, was to work for the Komets or a professional team? What was that relationship like?
Yeah, I mean, you can say I kind of got my dream job right away after college, and so that's why I've been there, ever since. Grew up in Fort Wayne, went to Leo, played high school hockey for Carroll, and just always wanted to be involved in hockey in some way. Was fortunate able to be a part of the Komets back in the early 2000s, doing an internship, and stuck here ever since. And hey, it's been a great gig.
When you take a look at your daily duties, like what are they now? They've changed a little bit in the last year and a half, but what's a typical day like for you?
You could summarize it just babysitting Icy, right?
That's a full-time job.
That's full-time job.
It's amazing you can only have one person for that.
Yeah, no, it's basically just kind of overseeing the scope of the business and just making sure that things are working well from a sales standpoint, ticket sales, marketing, sponsorships, everything, just kind of overseeing it all. So day to day, no day's the same.
Is it busier during the season for you, or is it busier in the off season? Because the off season is where you get all those season ticket packages.
Sure.
You do a lot of the business end of things in the off season. Which is busier for you, or is it just a different kind of busy?
It's a different kind of busy. It's like once the season gets going, it's a lot of weekends, obviously, and then during the summer months, it slows down a little bit, but still a lot to get done.
People's attention span has shortened. Things have changed. There are so many things that people can get involved in now. How has, over your 20-plus years with the Komets, how has the way that you have to approach the audience changed? How have some of the things that you've had to do from a sales and marketing standpoint changed so that you can be at the forefront here in the Summit City and make people aware and make people come out, because the Komets still have great attendance, some of the best ECHL wide.
Right. No, that's a good question. I mean, people's attention spans have changed, and I think with us, it's just trying to find all the different ways to stay top of mind. Social media has become huge, over the years, just like it has for a lot of businesses now, and then just keeping people engaged at our games. They can find entertainment, a wide variety of entertainment options, by just staying home. And so it's like we want to be able to provide a fun atmosphere for those people that maybe aren't exactly hockey fans when they come to our games. We still want them walking away thinking that their dollars are well spent from an entertainment aspect.
Well, we're going to talk about some of the home games coming up in just a little bit, but tell us what you got here, because
Sure.
I know, if I know my kids, I had two girls, this is the one thing that they would be going after if they were going
absolutely.
After your,
So I was just walking out of the office heading this way, and these just came in. So when we'll have those at the games starting, I think this weekend possibly. So those just got shipped in, the new little Icy doll that we'll have. My daughter's going to be all over that.
Squishmallows, man. Squishmallows. I can never pronounce it right.
I'll go with mellow.
My kids say I pronounce it wrong, but they have
Sure.
tons of these. So this is going to be the next addition to the bedroom there.
Yep.
What else do we have?
So this weekend we're having our first ever luau night, and so no better way to make sure that you are
my
outfitted and
goodness.
ready to go with our Hawaiian shirts that we have.
This
And our brand new Hawaiian hats.
Is this slimming? Because that's what I need for this. But this is awesome.
Yep.
You can see the Komets logo, Komets goalie helmets on it. Pretty slick. So Luau Night brought to you by Crazy Pins, right?
we partnered with Crazy Pins for this Saturday night for our first ever luau night. The cool thing about this promotion is it kind of came out of just an organic thing that happened with our fans. The truffle shuffle has become a popular thing at our games, and that's kind of grown into us developing this theme night with Crazy Pins. So no better time than starting off the month of February than when we can start thinking about the beach a little bit and just get our mind off of what's to come. So we have partnered with Crazy Pins. We're going to have, there's going to be lei giveaways. Crazy Pins is going to be giving out a bunch of different things throughout the night, including t-shirts to certain sections. They're going to attempt to do a world record truffle shuffle on the video board at the game. So Crazy Pins has been a great partner for this. It kind of goes hand in hand with the theme. So we're really looking forward to that this Saturday.
World record truffle shuffle. How many do we need out there?
I don't think that there's really one set, so we want to set that bar as high as possible.
You get an opportunity to set it. There you go.
Absolutely.
When you talk about, let's take a look at some of the Komets highlights from this past week. Obviously, you're going to have 2 home games this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, a road game against Toledo on Friday. 3 games at Lake Tahoe this past weekend against the Night Monsters. When you talk about the Night Monsters, there are some pretty unique names out there when it comes. The Gargoyles have just been announced. Greensboro, I believe. You've got a number of crazy names out there all across. Minor League Baseball does it too.
Sure.
How cool is it that your name is so well established in Komets lore and so well regarded that you don't have to try all those kind of crazy little tricks out there?
It doesn't have to be as gimmicky just with the history that we've had. But it is cool to see some of the different names that come out that truly speak to minor league sports.
I want to ask you a question. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but Komets with a K, what's the origin behind that?
So that was back with one of the original owners. His wife spelled her name with a K, and so he decided to, as a tribute to her, to use K in the Komets name, and I think it's fit well.
I did not know that. That is a nugget that I did not know.
Yeah.
When you take a look at this year's team, obviously you're a hockey fan.
Sure.
So how much pride do you have when this team continues to win, continues to play well? They took 2 of 3 against a team that was first place in the Western Division this week. So what is it like? And I imagine coming to work is a little more fun when the Komets are winning.
Absolutely. With them winning, it definitely makes the job a little bit easier. We still got to stick with the things that we've got planned and win or lose with a lot of that. But no, it was great to see the result out in Tahoe this weekend. For us to take 2 out of 3 was huge, especially against a team that's at the top of the Western Conference there. And you never know when you're playing these teams out in the West. We don't see them very often. So to see how you really stack up against them and to see our guys come out, win 5-2 on Friday night. Unger kept them in on that 2-0 loss on Saturday, but couldn't quite get it done there. But then to come back strong, very strong, on Sunday with that 6-1 win was huge.
Over your 20-plus years, is there a favorite moment or a favorite season that you've had? Maybe even as a fan.
Sure.
When you talk about the Komets.
I remember, as a fan, I think, back to the 92-93 season, that one sticks out for everybody. That's the one that really, made a lot of people big Komet fans. For myself, that three-peat run that we had in the IHL was huge. It was a lot of fun. All the championship years are the ones that really stick out, but over 20 years, they all kind of blend together too.
Yeah, well, it's a long season. It's a long season, hopefully longer as you play. The playoffs go through May as long as possible.
Absolutely.
Unless, you get all sweeps, and then that's a good thing. When you take a look at this season, the change in radio, obviously WoWo had been a big, long-time partner, 70-plus years with the Komets. But from what I've heard so far, people are pretty happy with everything that's gone over, as you guys are at 96.3. Is that a decision that you're involved in? And if so, what was the process there?
I wasn't as heavily involved in it this last offseason when we were going through that decision process. It was something that obviously I weighed some opinions on, but it's worked out great. It's been a really great change, a good partnership with 96.3. A little bit different demographic, I think, reaching some different people. So it's been working out well.
Yeah, what's the feedback been like from people?
I think it was at first it might have been a little bit of a, I wouldn't say shock, I guess, but anytime you change something that's been a staple for so long, people will question that. For a lot of the feedback that we're hearing early on, it didn't take long for people just to adjust. for that. I mean, it's a position on the dial. It's a different website, however they listen to it. But like I said, I think it's worked out well for us.
For you, what's the next step? What are some of the things that you guys are looking towards in the future? I know you still got a good chunk of this season left, but I know you guys always have an eye on the future for what's next, how we can provide something for our fans.
Absolutely.
What are some of the things that you might have in the hopper or have seen that you might incorporate, at the Coliseum or with Komets games?
We are, right now, we're in our 73rd year, so right around the corner is season 75. And so we're starting to take a look at that. It's a huge anniversary season, especially for the Franke family, for as long as they've been involved with owning the team. So that's going to be a big one. They're really excited about that one coming up. So we're starting some planning there and trying to come up with some different things, and we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that would make 75 is obviously a big number. Second longest continuous minor league hockey team next to the Hershey Bears in the United States. How much of a feather in the cap is that, and what does that say about what the Komets mean to this community, that has such longevity, such legs here in Fort Wayne?
I mean, sometimes I think we almost take it for granted a little bit. I mean, you see some of these teams that will be, celebrating their 10th anniversary or 20th, and for us, it's we're coming up on 75, and it's really cool to be a part of, and it makes us proud for sure.
For you guys, January, because of the circus, you get a little bit of a breather. A lot of road games every January, but then you really hit it hard starting February with home games. Let's take a look at the schedule for this coming week. As I mentioned, Toledo's going to be Friday night at Toledo. Then Luau night Saturday against Wheeling, and then Sunday versus the Indy Fuel at 5 o'clock. You look at those 7:30 games, that's been the case for Saturdays, but you guys moved to 7:30 games on Friday after having 8 o'clock starts. What was the genesis behind that decision? And I'll tell you this, everybody I've talked to loves it. You get home before midnight on a Friday.
Exactly.
That's always a good thing for families, especially with small kids.
Exactly, and that's kind of was the thought process. I mean, you tend to get some late arriving crowds on the weekends, especially on Fridays, and so that was years back when I believe it was around the time when I started working there is when we pushed it to the 8 o'clock start. And it's just, you look at a lot of the start times that teams have across the league, and we were a little bit unique in that situation starting so late. So it was something that would been in the back of our minds for a while, and we just pulled the trigger on that one, to get it to 7:30, and I think it's been a great feedback from the fans, over the years.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Sure.
We got Luau night coming up.
Yep.
All right, what are some other things that Komets fans can look forward to and start planning for, buying tickets for special games or certain things that are happening over the course of the rest of the season?
Absolutely.
Other things they should be on the lookout for?
Well, like you said, I mean, we're coming off the circus break right now, so we had a little bit of a light January. We're going into February. We've got 9 home games over the course of February. With that, we've got Luau night coming up. Towards the end of February, we got on February 21st, we've got our Komets Fight Cancer Night, which is always a real popular one. We're partnering with Graber Roofing again on that one. Got some really cool jerseys that are kind of a purple and black look to them. And then something new that we're doing in March, March 9th, we're partnering with Peanuts, and we're doing a special Peanuts Night. With that, it's going to be with the Boys and Girls Club and supporting the Blue Bucket Brigade. We've worked with them over several different themes over the years, but we thought that would be a good fit for them. So that details on that will be rolling out here soon with some jersey designs and different merchandise that we'll have. So lots of hockey coming up for sure. With the 9 games in February, then we go back to a little bit of a light March there, and then finish it up strong in April, and hopefully a big playoff run.
Yep, you got to get ready. You're already probably thinking about, okay, if the playoffs are here, what do we do then?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be coming up quickly.
All right. Josh, we appreciate it. Appreciate the time. He's Josh Testin for the Fort Wayne Komets. I'm Glenn Marini, and that has been Komets Corner, brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe.
Komets Corner is presented by Lee's Famous Recipe.